Hello, everybody. How are we all doing? What's up? Well, how's everyone? Hokies, how you doing? Hail, Sean. It has been a day. I mean, geez, look at my beard. Something's going on with the left side of my beard. It doesn't feel or look as full as the rest of it. I'm not happy about it. I'm pissed. I'm angry. You know what we need to do? We haven't done yet. Because I got off early on Tuesday. We need to look at California. Still 62% in LA. Have y'all seen the stories they've been cooking up, the information they have been giving us about how the California election works, just so that we don't sit here and accuse them even more of conspiracies and shit? The robe costs. The robe and the wig cost. It's not as bad as the Canadian bear, but they cost. You know, I sit here on a beautiful Thursday afternoon, Thursday night, really. I mean, it's 7 o'clock. It's nighttime. And I have had a very busy week. So I have gone from one office to the other all week. Okay, because I'm covering for our the partner of the firm who's out for the next 2 weeks. And sure is, buddy. Man, I could drink Arnold Palmer by the gallon. I really could. It's delicious. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, so I've just been driving back and forth, doing closings, doing this, doing that all week, and it has been exhausting. I tell you, I almost said, fuck it, I don't want to go live tonight. I almost said, you know what, I'm just too tired. I just want to lay down and relax. But yesterday, I was going to play more World War Z yesterday afternoon after I got home. I got home at like 5:40, I think, and I'm sitting just kind of laying in my bed for a little bit, just relaxing, kind of letting the nice cool air blow over me. And the next thing I knew, it was 11 p.m. Like, I passed the fuck out last night. It was glorious. I needed that. So I said to myself, 40 minutes ago, you're not going to do that to them. You're going to go live and you're going to give them a hell of a show. So, guys, let's do it. I just saw that Christine Blasey Ford is trending on Twitter. Why is she trending? If y'all don't remember, Christine Blasey Ford is the woman that accused Brett Kavanaugh of sexually assaulting her at a party during college that no one could back up, that all of her friends said never happened, that Kavanaugh's calendar showed, which I will always admit, that the fact that Kavanaugh still had a calendar from 40 years ago, I will always admit that was weird. Okay, it just was. Weird doesn't mean wrong or evil. It's just weird. I would say a grown man keeping a journal is a little weird. Remember, weird just means not normal. Let me say hello to everyone else. Rogue, how you doing, buddy? We want to talk about a crazy Yankee. Sean accuses me. Sean has the audacity to come in here and make an accusatory statement. You're a Southerner. Are you supposed to make the tea and lemonade from scratch and mix them? Look, let me find the wife first. Let me find the woman to chain to the kitchen so that she cooks everything and I don't have to take cheap ways out, okay? And then we can make those claims, okay? We can absolutely make claims that I should only do it this way as soon as we get someone that will only cook for me, okay? Who knows? Maybe it'll happen soon. They give you heartburn? Really? See, soda is what gave me heartburn. I cut out soda and for the most part, carbonated beverages completely. I'll still have a liquid death every now and then, but for the most part, I only drink sweet tea and water. And I drink a lot more sweet tea than I do water. Can't you tell? What's up, Marianne? How you doing? This. So let's talk about California for a little bit. Let's talk about California. I want to see if I can find this video. So someone commented on my Tuesday night stream. Someone asked, "Do you even speak during this stream?" And I was like, "What are we talking about, boy?" And he unfortunately, or she unfortunately, hasn't replied back yet. I was hoping it was supposed to be like or do you just dictate what Donald Trump feeds you, or some bullshit like that? Because I was in the mood to fight yesterday when I saw it. No reply yet. Okay, so I saw this video this morning, I think. Okay. Now, for the most part, the way everyone's elections work there's an early voting period. It used to be that in order to vote early or absentee, you had to be a soldier overseas or you had to be basically confined to your house. You were super old, stuff like that. Other than that, you had to go vote in person on election day. Like you should. It's called election day, to quote Justice Alito. And over the last, what's it been now, a decade, they keep having this thing called early voting period, where they let people request ballots so they can go vote, or so they can mail in their vote, which I will always say is the dumbest thing. I don't trust the USPS to mail cash. You think I trust them to mail my vote? And then we have the actual early voting period where you can go into a polling location. There are not as many as on election day. There aren't as many precincts, but they get to show up and, you go to one, or maybe, here in South Columbia, I think we probably have 2 or 3 locations. You go in and you get to vote early. So this guy is going to explain to us how California's elections work. Okay. And this is the entirety of the state. And this is what they want the whole country to be. Real quick, you're right. It's not. It's genuinely not. I've done it before. This is just easier. And do I look like someone that loves to spend a lot of my time in the kitchen? Actually, I kind of do. Okay, let's listen.
Why does it take so long to count ballots in California compared to other states? Well, essentially, California leaders have made the decision
that it's
more important to live more
volume
people,
up,
more time to make last-minute votes than it is to count quickly, where other states have said it's more important to count quickly and not necessarily give people as many options to vote at the last minute. So in California, you can turn your ballot in up until the very last day. As long as it is postmarked by Election Day, there's up to 7 days for that to come to a vote processing center like this one to be counted.
So this is a relatively solid reporting job. But one of the things that really kind of annoys me is this guy claims that kind of puts California on this moral high ground, saying that California has chosen to allow people to vote early. They've chosen to allow people to take any last second minute to go and vote. Well, I don't know. Call me an asshole, which I'm sure y'all are welcome to. This is America. Call me an asshole, but if you don't know who you're voting for on Election Day, maybe you shouldn't be voting. Here's another thing. If you're not willing to sit in a line, maybe you shouldn't be voting. Like voting should not be easy. Like this is something that you should spend time and effort to do. You know, you shouldn't be able to just roll up and go, ding, we're done. No. And it should and let me make this clear. It shouldn't be difficult because the government makes it difficult or because, you know, you're handicapped or something like that. That's not why it should be difficult. It should be difficult because everyone should be doing it. We should all be in that damn line voting. It's just the way it should go. What's up, Spider? How you doing? How you liking the new emoji, buddy?
Also, we mail ballots to every single registered voter in the state. Right now, about 80% of voters return their ballots by mail. Each one of them.
Think about that. Think about that. 80% of people return their ballot by mail. That's wild. In California. That is insane to think that 80%, only 20% of the people that vote are voting on Election Day. See, I like that. I like that. There's actual. It's sort of like when you send your electronic tax return in, and you get a notification when it gets accepted. It's something like that. Now, he's got. There's kind of a crazy thing up here in a second.
Has to go through a signature verification process. If there's a problem in the signature verification process, then you're alerted and you have 10 days to fix that process.
Or cure it. So you have 10 days. Let's say you send your ballot in. Well, and actually, correct me if I'm wrong. I think a lot of y'all know a lot more about this than I do. They don't start counting those ballots until 8 o'clock on Election Day, right? It's not like they send in a bunch of ballots. You know, it's not like these senators get a bunch of ballots, you know, on, let's say Election Day is, or well, this week it was what, the 2nd? So yeah, the 2nd. It's not like if they get a bunch of ballots on the 1st, they go ahead and start counting them. They wait until the end of the entire Election Day to start counting. So then only on by the 2nd. So I could have sent my thing in 2 weeks ago, have a signature issue on it, and then not find out for days that there's a problem. And then I pause everyone, the whole system gets paused for 10 days while I decide whether or not I want to go cure my ballot. Let's see. I've got some different answers here. So Hokie says they wait until they start counting. Sean says mail-ins might be anytime that day. It was the old absentees that. Okay, so But still, anytime that day, it's not like they're sitting there on the first and the second and the third starting the process. This
what's called cure your ballot.
We're about to get some crazy shit, though.
All those ballots come here where they are officially counted. But the whole process takes about 3 weeks, which is longer than most states who don't do most of that.
Now, this is the thing that really kind of annoys me, because he's about to say, and don't forget that LA County has 5.9 million people, which is more than like 41 states. Okay, that's fine. Okay, let's extrapolate. Let's say, so South Carolina's got, well, my last count, I think 5.6 million people. Okay, let's say they have 3 million voters. Okay, we count all of our ballots in, I don't know, a day and a half. Okay, we all know who won probably 98% of the races here in South Carolina by 9 p.m. Okay, there's always those couple of House seats, or maybe that school board seat. There's those kind of seats that every now and then it'll come down to the last 1 or 2 ballots, or it comes down to a runoff, or maybe even a recount. Okay, that stuff happens. It just does. But to sit there and act like, because y'all have 5.6 million people in LA County, you have a right to take 3 weeks when everyone else gets it done in a day and a half, when Florida gets it done in 3 hours. That is the height of hubris.
And by the way, have a lot less people. LA County alone has 5.9 million registered voters, which is more voters than 41 other states. So there's a lot of vote by mail. There's a lot of steps to prevent fraud, and all that takes.
Look at that. That should, you know what I'm going to. Okay. How many of y'all, I'm sure most of y'all do. How many of y'all know Isaac? Good old Isaac from the GCA. I'm sending him this voter sticker. Hey, buddy. Shouldn't piss you off at all. Let me actually tag him. All right. That's going to be really funny. I can't wait for that to pay off.
Takes a lot of time, which is why California moves so slow. To speed up that process would include changing the laws in order to make that happen. But because of that, we haven't changed the laws. Right now, we do not know who's advancing in the race for LA mayor.
And this is ridiculous. Because look, I've made this analogy before. When in court, when someone moves for a summary judgment, the judge is supposed to look at the facts in the light that most favor the non-moving party. What that means is that the judge is supposed to say, here's the facts. If every one of these facts lines up with the defense, let's say the plaintiff is the one moving for summary judgment. The judge is supposed to look at all the facts and say, if every single one of these line up with the defense, does the defense still have a case? So, using that same logic, okay, let's just say rampant fraud does not exist in California. Let's say it is incredibly secure. Maybe once or twice an extra ballot gets slipped in. But for the most part, it doesn't happen. Let's just say that. We all know that's a big piece of bullshit, but let's just say it is. This kind of thing does nothing to make people think their elections are secure. Do you know who thinks elections, who thinks their elections are secure? Florida. Florida doesn't have time to rig their ballots. If you take longer than, the other thing, holy crap, let's see if I can find this video. This blew my fucking mind. I spelled California wrong. Here we go. So LA County, very big, very big. They fly ballots in by
the LA
fucking
County
helicopter.
Sheriff's Department is flying in ballots from vote centers across the region. You can see the truck.
Why aren't they counted there? Like, my right leg is hurting. Is that LA? Where is LA? Is LA down at the bottom near Santa Monica? Yeah, there it is. All right, here is a map of all the voting districts, all the precincts, polling locations in LA County. Okay. I think there's probably a little bit more. I don't know if all of this is part of LA County. Well, I guess it's yeah. So these are all the voting spots in LA County. All of those little pins. Okay. Why are we flying these votes in? Why can't they fucking count their own? Do people in Lancaster not know how to fucking count? It's easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's fucking easy. Why are you counting in these locations? Yep. I know it's huge. I know it is fucking enormous, but it makes no fucking sense. Also, I think it's really dumb that you've got LA right here and Anaheim right here, and they're not the same government at all. They're literally you could have someone right here that can't be arrested by these cops. They could be arrested by these cops. That blows my mind. Yeah. Yeah. They should count them in those locations. Report. Grr, grr. Stephen Pratt, 130,000 votes. Grr, okay. How hard is that? Why are we reinventing the wheel? Just count. It's not hard. Okay, so I want to kind of move on. Anyone been keeping track of? Oh, what's her name? She's kind of cute. Probably shouldn't have said that out loud. Emily. Jogging reporter. Emily Miller. So, Emily Miller has been awesome at keeping track of what's going on at the shut up at the reflecting pool. I haven't really been paying attention to this. I've seen bits and pieces here and there, but I haven't really cared because it really seems like a really fucking stupid thing to be upset about. So if you don't know, Trump's been sick and tired of looking at the ugliness of the Washington reflecting pool for a while. So what he did is he said, hey, let's drain the damn thing and fix it. And so he decided that he was going to give the contract to the people that have kept up all of his other pools. They've put this coating, I don't know, sealant or something on it. You know, you've probably seen all the photos. I'm really not doing anything for myself here, am I, guys? So this is kind of what it looked like. But y'all seen the photos of them spraying. It's really kind of funny that I swear I used to see the actual, because she would have actual like real photos, and now all they are the ones of her just sitting in front of it. It's fucking hilarious. But yeah, so they sprayed this sealant down, and shut up, Schick. And you know, Congress, the Department of the Interior said, I said we need like $300 million to fix this. These guys said we can do it in like $3 million. Trump went with these guys. He went with his guys, and that's kind of what they've ended up doing. But over the entire time, one of the things that I keep hearing liberals say, or I would keep seeing liberals comment, is it's not going to reflect, it's not going to work. Like Trump's a fucking idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Well, look, you can argue a lot of things. You can argue there's a lot of things Trump doesn't know what he's talking about. You absolutely can. But you cannot argue one fucking iota that man doesn't know about a good-looking pool. Have you been to Mar-a-Lago? So they have started filling it, and you can see it again. This is so funny because we've all seen the meme of the thing where I'm pointing something out, and then it's a girl pointing something out, and the object's right there behind her, just like this. But you can clearly see that it's fucking reflecting. Oh, yep. Really? Emily gets her gun. Hang on. Let me just remove this from my shopping cart so it doesn't pop up. And now you're all like, what was in a shopping cart? Emily gets her gun, but Obama wants to take yours. In the wake of tragic shootings in Newton and Aurora, the anti-gun lobby has launched a campaign of lies, distortion, and misrepresentation and emotional manipulation that is breathtaking in its vitriol and its denial of basic facts. Their goal is to take away our Second Amendment rights and then disarm law-abiding Americans. Emily Miller tells her personal story of how being a single female victim of a home invasion drove her to try to obtain a legally registered gun in Washington, D.C. The narrative, sometimes shocking, other times hilarious, in its absurdity gives the reader a real-life understanding of how gun control laws only make it more difficult for honest, law-abiding people to get their guns. I think she's earned a follow. No, stop that, people. Okay, let me see if I can find what I was. Okay, so this is a really good photo of it. Okay, look at that. It's fucking reflecting. It's the vitriol in these freaking, exactly, Lily. TDS is a hell of a drug. Rhino liner. Is that like the rhino paint I keep hearing commercials about? Hey, it's been 25 years. Did you just paint your house? No, it's rhino paint. I keep, every time I drive into work, I listen to the radio, and I keep getting rhino paint commercials. Yeah, it's going to be a while. Oh, okay. That's unfortunate. That would have been kind of funny. It's not, dude. I'm not in it enough to make it worth it. And then even then, well, let's pull this down because I don't know what's going to pop up when I do this. So 34 minutes ago, the motion to attach the Save America Act to the budget reconciliation bill failed, 48-50. Collins, Republican Maine; McConnell, Republican Kentucky; Murkowski, Republican Alaska; and Tillis, Republican North Carolina, all voted against it. That is, I mean, honestly, it doesn't really matter because it wouldn't have been able to be passed through reconciliation anyway. It doesn't have anything to do with fucking money. You won't be happy if Roy Cooper wins. Well, that's the thing. I can't do that in my car, which shocks me because it's a 2015, and I can't do that. Let's see. Wow, people are gonna be able to see the Northern Lights tonight. Basically, if you're above the Mason-Dixon line, you're gonna be able to see the Northern Lights. That's pretty cool. Hang on. Holy crap. I really hope that doesn't happen. I mean, yeah, you do. You know exactly how. Dog, you're not dumb. You know. Because the Republican that ran against him was a terrible decision. And and voter apathy was super low in 2022. Or no, that would have been 2020, right? Because Cooper's been out of office for 2 years, right? Whoa! Oh, I forgot to make something.
Wait, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
Shut for 1 second.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
What did
You're
you
just
just
coming
say?
off stupid.
Whoa! Mocker Reality with 5 gifted memberships. And you know what that means? I didn't want to say it. I was super afraid to say anything. But I can now add the other emojis that I made. Because I wasn't able to, it might not let me. Yeah, well, oh, awesome. I can add one more. Okay, hang on. Let me add this one for y'all. Okay, save and publish. Okay, what do y'all think? Y'all like the new emojis? We've got 8 or 7. I don't count very well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. I think they're quite good. I like them. After what Cooper did to Western North Carolina, it's unbelievable. He even won the primary. So this thing, people forget. Like I guarantee you, there are a lot of people, maybe not in Western North Carolina, but that you got a whole lot of people in Charlotte, in Raleigh, that they don't care about Western North Carolina. They think that it's just a bunch of hillbillies and people that aren't progressive or promoting the America that these people want. And Roy Cooper, even though I guarantee you he doesn't actually believe that shit, he sees it as his way of gaining power. And what blows my mind is that the Democratic Party is still pushing this shit. There was a poll done that I think it was NBC was talking about it last night, that 45% of registered Democrats want the Democratic Party to go further to the right. Only 26% wanted to go to the left. Yet they're going to do what that 26% wants. They are so scared of losing any and all power that they've just given up. Did I get gifted a membership? No, I don't think so. I just got an email. Weird. Mark Reality 5 says, "What up, Buttercup? If I knew you were going live at a certain time, I would have set a reminder. New emojis are always cool. Every Thursday at 7 p.m., man. Every Thursday at 7 p.m. Sometimes it doesn't happen. Sometimes it absolutely doesn't happen. But if I'm going live, it's Thursday at 7 p.m. No, Cooper is not the current governor. Roy Cooper. God. And again, like, I'm not going to sit here and say that the Republican Party is super youthful. We're not. We're just not. But Roy Cooper is 68 years old. Why does the Democratic Party think he's the best they can do? I mean, we know the answer because he's got name recognition. And they will always go for name recognition over actual policies every day of the week and twice on Sunday. Let's see. So governor in 2016, governor in 2020. Hang on. So Cooper, office 2017. Yeah. He was the governor during during Hurricane Helene. Right? And this is those are vetoes. Yeah, Helene. Yeah. So it just blows my mind thinking that Roy Cooper, after all of the shit that if I saw my governor, again, like we've just determined, he was governor at the time of Hurricane Helene. If I saw my governor not give a shit about what was happening in half of my fucking state, if you think I'd ever vote for that guy again, you have a terrible idea. There's already stuff I gotta figure out with our governor thing down here. So let's do some of it now. Okay, this is one of the things I'm going to use Grok for because it'll do a decent idea of cutting through the bullshit. But I've always been a big fan of Alan Wilson. So Alan Wilson has been our AG here in South Carolina. And he has done a lot to kind of push the power of the federal government back towards what it's a little closer to what it should be. One of the really big things he did was he led the charge to strike down Section 5, I think it was, of the Voting Rights Act, which required that every Confederate state had to go before a tribunal in D.C. anytime they passed a voting law, because they had a propensity to racism, so they had to go to D.C. to get their voter laws approved. Well, in like 2010, we passed a voter ID law, and we had to go to D.C. to get it approved. Alan Wilson sued, saying, "Fuck no, we don't. Even if this law was valid in 1865, or sorry, 18. Well, I think it was part of the amendment. No, because I don't think the Supreme Court could strike down an amendment. So it would have been part of the Voting Rights Act. So yeah, so Wilson claimed even if it was a valid requirement in 1964, it's not a valid requirement today. And the Supreme Court agreed with him. In fact, I think it was like a 8-2 or 8-1-7-2 decision. So I've been a big fan of his for a while now, and of course, it's kind of hard to get over to the fact that he's Joe Wilson's son, and Joe Wilson's the one that sat there in Barack Obama's first State of the Union and said, "You lie." I always love that. But there's been a increase in claims that Alan Wilson is more of a sack of potatoes and enjoys allowing Adobe software out of prison early. So I don't know where that came from, but I'm going to do a little bit of research real quick. To escape prison come from. Let's see. I am very curious about this because I meant to look this up a while back. What's up, Wasp? How you doing? Everyone, let's give a late, very late happy birthday to Wasp here. Happy birthday, Wasp. Whoa. All right, so it's a lot. So there have only been 29 convictions for that stuff in Dorchester County, which is in SC1, where Nancy Mace, who's also running for governor against Alan Wilson, that's where her seat is. And only 29 convictions of the 385 total cases. Now, Alan and his camp argue, and it'd be hard for me to determine if anyone's lying because I'd have to actually look at the case. But Alan and his camp argue that the dismissals are based more on lack of evidence than they are on not giving a shit. Because again, I mean, it's a limited resources. You can only try the cases you're going to be able to win. Otherwise, why waste the money? Sucks though. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into this. I still don't want that Ohio Yankee to win. Mark Reality for 10 says the U.S. Constitution gives the states the power to create voting laws. There have been mild modifications to that principle by the 14th Amendment, but no ability to require federal approval, except for Section 5 of the either 14th Amendment or the Voting Rights Act. Let me pull it up real quick, buddy. In a 5-4 ruling, the U.S. Supreme Court today struck down the coverage formula used to determine which states and political subdivisions are subject to the pre-clearance requirement of Section 5 of the Voting Rights Act, a civil rights law that had protected the right to vote for people of color since 1965. Importantly, however, today's decision did not strike down Section 5 itself. Oh, that's right. So it struck down the formula, which is the body of Section 5. And this was a lawsuit filed by June 25th, 2013 is when it was decided. And of course, the ACLU was on the other side. But this was, what case was this? Shelby County versus Holder. Robert Scalia. God, I miss Scalia. Kennedy, Thomas, Alito versus Ginsburg, Breyer, Sotomayor, and Kagan. And Roberts gave the majority opinion. But yeah, there used to be a formula that basically said, I mean, at the end of the day, what it really said was super white Southern states that fought in the Civil War have to have their voting laws pre-approved. But Alan Wilson was the I don't remember if South Carolina ended up being the lead plaintiff in that, but he got it most of the way there. It's kind of like Brown v. Board of Education. Look where we are, brother. we've got wholesale shifts of legislative power. Let's see. Um, let's see. Oh, that's cool. Let's look into how day 4 of day 4. Well, let's start with day 3. Day 3 of the Karmelo Anthony trial. Okay, like I told y'all the other day, every single time we go live, we're gonna pull up Sarah Field's Twitter and we're gonna go through her daily report. Last day of jury selection. When I arrived at the courthouse this morning, it was immediately apparent that tensions between supporters. This is yesterday, by the way, guys. Tensions between supporters of Karmelo Anthony and those following the case from Austin Metcalf's side remained high. At one point, supporters of Karmelo Anthony reportedly refused to even share the same bathroom with me. I was told that one individual allegedly stated that they wanted to break my glasses in half. Oh, kind of a bitch thing to try to do, but okay. The tension outside continued outside the courtroom as people began lining up to enter. I was one of the first in line when one Karmelo Anthony supporter walked directly in front of me in an unnecessary outburst. Shall we play the new game? She claimed she was simply taking her appropriate place in line, a place she stated she was entitled to occupy despite arriving after I did. You just get tired. I'm just tired of it. That atmosphere will continue throughout the day. Yeah, Wasp, you don't want to go to law school. I promise you. I wish I hadn't even gone to law school. There's so much more. Though, had I not gone to law school, I'd never meet any of you people. That atmosphere will continue throughout the day. This day was about the attorneys attempting to identify prospective jurors who could or could not follow specific legal principles. Now, the thing that I find very interesting about all of this, so we know what the jury looks like. There is not a single black person on the jury. And that's very, very intriguing. I'm going to let Mark type in chat about all of this. But it is my opinion that it is very uncommon to have this sort of high-profile case with this sort of, black on white crime type thing, that you don't end up with at least one black juror, because the defense is going to throw all sorts of appeals at the end of this. If the defense ends up losing, they are going to blame that jury. They are going to file. I don't even know if they have already. Mark, what's the claim? The Colson claim, something like that, where you say, I believe one of the sides removed a juror based on his race. A Batson claim. Batson v. Kentucky was a Supreme Court case where they claimed that, or where all the jurors of a certain race were removed simply because they were that race. Supreme Court held that you cannot remove a juror simply based on their race. Let's see. I don't really, because all of this is just about trying to decide who those last couple of jurors would be. Several jurors admitted they already heard about the case. Some said they'd seen media coverage. There was one sentence here. This was weird. One prospective juror number 142, made a particular notable statement when he said, "I don't know that I would feel right putting a brother in jail." I mean, shit, that's bias. You don't even, I mean, that's not even a preemptory challenge. That's cause. Really, Mark? Well, I mean, guys, don't listen to me. Mark's the expert in this shit. He really is. I don't know shit about this. I don't know any of it outside of what they teach you in law school. No, Hoagies, don't say it. Don't say it. Guys, y'all know what he's talking about. Don't get up there in the jury room and say that thing, okay? Don't do it. It's a bad idea. I promise you. So I want to go to today, day 4. Okay, let's talk about the video. So remember, so here we go. Y'all remember when this originally happened? There were all these people. It was insane the amount of stories that were being told. And one was, just wait. We're going to see all the self-defense. We've got all of the, we got all this evidence. We know that it's in there. Oh, hang on. Some of y'all don't remember this, but Isaac has replied. Hang on, downloads. How does that make you feel? Oh, it's so funny. So funny. All these people claimed that there was this video evidence that showed Austin Metcalf and his brother bullying Karmelo Anthony. There's all this evidence, that's video evidence that showed hitting and all this shit. Well, let's listen to what Sarah Fields said, who, remember, is in the room. She is watching all this shit happen. For the past year, Karmelo Anthony supporters have claimed that Frisco ISD security footage shows Karmelo being, quote, attacked by 4 boys and proves he was acting in self-defense. That video has now been played in open court, and many of those supporters are about to get a harsh reality check. The footage barely shows anything. It does not show Karmelo being attacked. It does not clearly depict the events that so many people have confidently claimed it does. For an entire year, supporters repeated a narrative based largely on descriptions provided by the family advocate, Tiffany Billions. So, gee, why am I not surprised to see that she's on TikTok? This might not be her. Oh. For now, the jury and the public have seen the actual footage for themselves. You know, I actually love to see if I could find the footage. No, this is just telling what happened. Bane Johnson had what up today? Like we could actually see the video. Is this on Twitter? No. Oh. Okay, I'm into yesterday on his Twitter feed. Are you DMing me the link? YouTube. Let me pull. I want to pull this up so I can see it. Bean Johnson. 10 hours ago, 8 hours ago, day ago. Here we go. Footage out 3 hours ago. So if it's the I found one video of his talking about it. It's not, I mean, it might be a live stream. Let me see if I can find a live stream of his. 6 million subs. That is wild. So it is going to be this one. Hang on 1 second, guys. I'm scrolling through the video really quickly. See if I can find. He's talking about Florida right now. He's talking to an attorney about something. This is the DOJ lawsuit. I think it's on. Here we go. Oh, okay. Hang on. I wanna share this real quick. Okay. All right. I'm gonna rewind a little bit. I really hope he's not gonna take me down for this. Okay.
Hands and face, car, all over his mansion. He was guilty as hell. He even admitted he did it to the cops when they arrested him after he fled, like all innocent people do. And the black jurors said, we were not going to find him guilty no matter what. No matter what you showed us. We weren't going to do it because of revenge. We were going to get back at you. We're going to get back at you for Rodney King, which is like the George Floyd of their time. Some super meth head that fought the cops and got beat up for it.
All right. Okay. I like Biddy. Okay. But that's a lie. Okay. And Benny knows that's a lie. Okay. The LA riots did not happen because Rodney King got beat up by cops. Okay. The LA riots happened. LA burned because LA cops took Rodney King into the back of a police station, took a fucking broom handle and rammed it up his butthole. That's what happened. Those cops assaulted that man in a way that any other time you would have shot that man for doing. That to say that, to equate what happened to Rodney King to the stupidity that George Floyd was, is a false equivalency. And it is honestly, oh yeah, Sean, oh yeah. Let's see if I can find it in the let's see. I read so when I remember reading this in my what do you call it? Criminal law textbook in law school. So I've only got stuff about the beating. Look, no, I'm not. I am not saying that the what was the name of that thing they used? The swarms. The swarm was this technique that LA cops were taught that you basically surround someone and just with your open hand you just like push them down so that you don't so you like overpower them. Okay, and it's used in drug cases to like prevent them from like becoming too psychedelic. Like, whoa. But no, I mean, shot. I'll give you a shot. You might be right, but I'm pretty sure I'm right about this. But even then, to equate the two, I still say is incorrect. They are two very different. There are similarities, sure, but they are two different cases. Rodney King was complete bullshitness by the LA Police Department. George Floyd was not. But all this considered, I can't find the video of what Sarah Fields is reporting on here, which is unfortunate because this is something that I actually wanted to see. Like I wanted, we've heard for a year now. It was April 2nd. It was my birthday. When all this went down, and we kept hearing for months and weeks and days that there was this video, and finally they show this video, and it doesn't show shit. It's grainy as hell. It appears to show. I think she talks about it in here. The video also shows that Karmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf were under the tent together for approximately 4 minutes before the stabbing occurred. Okay, well, let me look that up. Abner. I'm gonna be real pissed off if I'm wrong here. Oh, fuck. Fuck me. Damn it, Sean! Yes, Abner Louima in New York City is what I was thinking of. I'm still not totally wrong. There is absolutely a difference between George Floyd and Rodney King. But Rodney King was not sexually assaulted like that. Damn, you ever wish you could just rewind everything? In short, the security footage does not provide the clear visual proof of self-defense that Karmelo supporters have been claiming existed for the past year. Has anyone seen these videos going on out there? But RK didn't get broomed? Shit. Fuck, Lily. Oh my God. Is that going to become a thing? It's absolutely not, Sean. I'm never wrong. What was Carmelo Anthony? Have y'all seen these videos? So there's a specific one I'm looking for. Let me just. Yeah, I feel like y'all probably know the YouTube rules a little bit better than I do. You know that that word for white people that begins with a C? Will YouTube take me down if that gets played?
I'm gonna push you if I get close enough. Push you right into that grave. You heard what I said, cracker. Neanderthal, I don't give a fuck what you say. Fuck you, cracker. Fuck you, cracker. Fuck you.
We gotta get out of the road.
Let's get out of the road, please. Get out of the road, please.
You still a cracker. You still a cracker. You a cracker, motherfucker. You a cracker. You a cracker. He a cracker. You a cracker. You a cracker. You ain't gonna get me, cracker.
Okay, you know what? Fuck it. Let's play it. Let's play it. Fuck it. So these are Carmelo Anthony supporters, okay? I think it's a woman, but I'm not sure, guys.
I'm gonna push you if I get close enough. Push you right into that grave.
So one thing I will say, okay, I do think that people have responsibilities in this world, okay? And one of the things that I think someone who wants to be responsible and intelligent should do is, and I think I got a huge argument with someone. I say huge. I got an argument with someone in the chat 2 weeks ago on XCast. We were talking about Chud the Builder. And I think it was, I don't even remember. Stephen Brown, I think we were arguing over, the whole N-word thing. And like, why do these people get just get angry over one word and all that stuff? Look, at the end of the day, I don't really give a shit if you say it. Okay. I don't give a shit what flag you fly or anything like that. I just don't think you should. Like, I mean, I just don't think you should. Am I going to stop being friends with you if you say it? Probably not. I probably don't. If you're going to say it, like some of these rappers say it, I'm probably not going to hang out with you because I don't want someone else hearing that coming near me. But that's kind of what I feel like here. This guy dressed up like I don't know what he's dressed up like. Let's just say he's wearing a cowboy hat. He knows what he's doing. He knows what a Confederate battle flag is going to do. He knows that. I think that's stupid to do this. Should you not fly the stars and bars? Absolutely not. Absolutely, you should fly that thing. Not only is the stars and bars a beautiful flag, not only is the Confederate battle flag a beautiful flag, but it also, and Sean is right, it's in Texas. But it also represents a incredibly important time in this country's history. The Confederacy was not something that popped up suddenly in 1861. The Confederacy is something that was going on for like 40 years. Go and read about the the nullification crisis and the Great Triumvirate. Okay, this was a thing that was bound to happen. But this guy knows what's going to happen. He knows that he's just going to incite anger. I just think that's dumb. But let's keep watching because it's really funny.
You heard what I said, cracker. Neanderthal, I don't give a fuck what you say. Fuck you, cracker. Fuck you, cracker. Fuck you.
We gotta get out of the road.
Let's get out of the road, please. Get out of the road, please.
You still a cracker. You still a cracker. You a cracker, motherfucker. You a cracker. You a cracker. He a cracker. You a cracker. You a cracker. You ain't gonna get me, cracker. They've been trying to get me, cracker. You ain't gonna get me. Cracker, you ain't. I'm gonna push you.
I do agree, though. That's what flag is this? This isn't an American flag. It's a stripes with a Union Jack. Am I forgetting one of our old flags? The Continental Union flag. I don't remember this one. It was the flag of the United Colonies from 75 to 76, and the de facto flag of the United States till 77. Huh. Yeah, I don't remember this. Oh, that's right. This is the Hopkins flag. Ah, okay. Hawaii flag. Oh yeah, it does sort of look like the Hawaii flag, except there's no blue. There aren't any blue stripes. Huh. But yeah, this whole all of this is just nuts. This is just people who just want a reason to be angry. And honestly, on both sides, there's fine people on both sides. You got people on both sides of this thing that they just want a reason to be angry. They, what did Alfred say? Some men just want to watch the world burn. Yeah, it's like a block down from the courthouse. So the judge has put a curfew on the courthouse. Okay, people are only allowed the courthouse, or the public is only allowed the courthouse from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m., I believe. Let me see. Here we go. So the curfew is 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. So if you're a member of the public and you're wanting to go watch the trial, you're not allowed to get there at 5 a.m. and wait in line. Well, that happened all day. Apparently, people are just ignoring the order. And the judge is rewarding them, saying, here, you can have a front row ticket. Or maybe the court is rewarding them. But one of the things that I thought was really interesting, and let me see if I'm wondering if somebody no, I don't think anyone posted it. So there was actual testimony today. And one of the pieces of the testimony was the head coach testifying what the tent is. And I found this really funny because I grew up doing sports in high school, and I was listening or reading what he was saying. And I was like, absolutely. Why does anyone need to testify to this? This should be obvious. And he was just talking about how like the culture is, in sports, your tent is your tent. If you're at the Give me a school. Springfield High School. If you're at the track meet for the state of South Carolina and you're there from Springfield High School, you don't let someone from Greenville High School into your tent. That's my tent. This is our place. This is where we hang out with our friends. This is where we get psyched up for our race. This is where we get ready. You don't come from your tent. I don't go to your tent. Maybe you have a friend on another team. Y'all don't hang out. That doesn't happen. You go run your race and you beat the shit out of the other schools. So that's what the coach was testifying to, was like how the culture of the of high school sports, which I thought was really kind of interesting, that the prosecutions decided to start with, building their case on like what it's like being that 17-year-old kid on the track team. T with ban him! Mark, I will end you, bitch. Did that even go through, or did that just like pop my speakers? I actually do make Arnold Palmer. It's just easier to buy the can. My inner J came out. Yep. Ooh, what's this? Ooh, that's neat. Well, I think, my friends, that might be it for tonight. Anything we haven't talked about that you want to talk about? No, I do not. As far as I'm aware, let's find out right now. Where's our chat? It's been a while, hasn't it? Yeah, okay, yeah, Mark, that shit is complete and utter evil. Not only is it another example of just not having police officers that are trained, there are very few times No. Apparently, they're all going to go see He-Man tomorrow. So, no, there's no XCast tomorrow. My chat is devastated. But okay. See y'all next week. I got no opinions. I am not I've never been a He-Man guy. Where were we? Well, I mean, people are working. We can't all be like Beardo and not have jobs. Mark Rowley said it's a photo negative of the Rodney King case, except London didn't get burned down yet. I clearly I don't remember Rodney King that well, but didn't LA took a little while to actually catch on fire, didn't it? Yeah, so let's see what happens after the what's it called? The inquest. So every single time there's like a issue in over in Britain, they have an inquest. And what that is a judge and the people in that are interested parties, they all kind of sit down and try to figure out what went wrong. So maybe it'll happen after that. Who knows? Guys, thank you all so much for being here tonight. This has been a blast. Like I said on Tuesday, we're going to go live more often here on King's Court. I'm probably going to try to kind of keep it to Tuesday, Thursday type thing. But we'll see. If something really interesting happens, maybe we'll just go live randomly. Yeah. Y'all have a great night. Thank y'all so much for being here. I'm going to send y'all over to our good friend Drunk 3PO, and y'all behave. Remember, how did I end it the other night? Hang on. I really liked what I said the other night. I want to go find it. The King's Court live. Like I'm actually write this down and put this down at the bottom of my screen. Okay, maybe I didn't end it very well. Okay, that was dumb. Bye.